and welcome to the Tidbits for the week. I wanted to talk about ways to get to the Cape, and I think 99% of the people will come to the Cape by driving, and we have the two bridges. We also have a train bridge, so in the summer you can take a train from South Station and it takes you right into Hyannis. So I know my kids have taken that a few times. It's very convenient to get down here and you're not fighting all the traffic. It's not that expensive, especially if you're only coming for one weekend. It's pretty reasonable. So highly recommend the train trip. Next we have buses. Buses, like the cars, can get stuck in traffic. They do travel off Cape. They run pretty frequently. We've taken them quite frequently to go into Logan. So you can pick them up either in Bourne or in Hyannis. And they stop all along the way into Logan and South Station. One of the other things we have are airports. So we have one major airport in Hyannis. It's called the Cape Cod Gateway Airport. It used to be Barnstable Municipal Airport. And now we have JetBlue and I think it's American Airlines that comes into Hyannis. And those generally are also seasonal flights. So we'll very often see a lot of flights coming in on Friday and a lot of flights leaving on Sunday. So if people are coming from Pennsylvania, from New York, New Jersey, we'll see a lot of those people come in on flights into Hyannis. The Cape also has several other airports, and I took notes because I remembered all of these. I just didn't know the differences between the two. So besides Hyannis, there's one in P-Town, in Provincetown, and that goes into Boston. So you can fly directly from Boston to Provincetown. That's convenient. There's one in Marston's Mills, which is really cool if you're driving kind of through Barnstable and you come across this big open grassland, and there's a really old plane sitting at the end of the runway that is used for display. But also at this particular, it's a grassy field runway. So that's used mostly for biplanes and for skydiving. There's one in Falmouth. That's another cool place. Even if you've got nothing to do, just drive through these airports because it's kind of cool. The one in Falmouth is a neighborhood, and the homes all have places for people to house their planes. So they all have private planes, smaller planes, and they have big garages attached to their homes so that they can just pull out of the garage and get onto the airstrip and take off. It is a private neighborhood, but it's a public, the public's welcome at the airport. And Chatham also has an airport, and that's for scenic flights and charter flights. So if you have a plane, you can fly into Chatham and park there as well. So that's a lot of ways of getting on and off the Cape. We also have a ferry that goes from P-Town into Boston, but most of the ferries that you'll see go out of like Hyannis and Falmouth onto the Vineyard in Nantucket. That's a very common ferry way to get into the islands. So that's it for our transportation hub. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great week, everybody.